Hi, Michael. Good day.
Yeah, good morning to you, and good morning to our
Okay, Michael. So before we come to the current state of the hotel, let us have an idea when the hotel was constructed
good morning to
and
our viewers for having us on real time.
okay, so before we get to the main issue of the state of the hotel, let us have an idea when the hotel was constructed, the purpose for which it was built, and what has been the lifespan of the hotel until now.
Thank you so much, Katie. Like you rightly said, this particular hotel we are talking about, the Meridian Hotel, was constructed somewhere in the 1960s by the first president, Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. And this particular structure was constructed as part of the state hotels that were constructed in those times in 1960. And so this particular structure we are talking about since the 1960s were really a place where everybody wanted to be. And if you also remember, this same particular hotel was used in a song by the Wulome Cultural Troupe. If you remember this song, oh yo ya ingel kemi ya
Okay.
ya inkebo ya inkebo ya nu inkebo. This was the hotel they were referring to, and the particular hotel. But as I speak to you and as you are seeing from the visuals, I can tell you it's not a thing that you want to behold, because the prestige that was associated with this particular hotel then, which everybody wanted to be associated with, but now it is almost collapsing and giving way. When I was doing my readings around this particular report, I can tell you that a number of media houses, even my own colleague Alantego last year, came here to make some report on this particular hotel. But the unfortunate thing is that it has not received any attention. But the information we also have is that the divestiture implementation committee have also put this particular structure on, diversified it, and it's now in the hands of a private individual. But as to why it's not been developed is another question, that we are trying to find answers to. We are trying to get closer and give you some detailed pictures of how the structure look like currently as it stands. Just trucks trucks has just parked around it. Some people are using it as a truck park, others are also using it as um, a workshop for their trucks. And I'm also told that some unscrupulous persons also find safety in this particular structure, which is really posing danger to the community members. um Also, I'll show you some metals which were used in putting up this particular structure. That is the iron rods and all those. You remember it's a 1960 structure, and so the iron rods were really, really tough and hard. And so people are thinking that because of the iron rods and the materials used, it will be difficult for it to come down. But the sad thing is that persons who really go around to pick metals have begun cutting some of these iron rods and cutting them off. And so you will see like this particular one, persons who pick scrap have just cut it off. And so is that it's underground and people are using it as a refuse dump. As you can see in your picture, they are using the underground as a refuse dump. So people come and they dump their refuse, the refuse here. So the current state of this particular structure, which was once the pride of Tema, I can tell you is not anything to write home about. Some persons who are mentally derailed also find this place and they also sleep. And so this is it, the Tema Meridian Hotel that was once revered, that was once a prestigious hotel for Tema and was a beauty to behold. It's currently in a total ruin and obsolete, almost nearing collapse. So that is the situation we have here. Gifty, you want to say something or you want to ask some further questions?
To know the private developer who has taken over this facility. Any idea?
Yeah. Come again, I didn't get that clearly.
I wanted to know if you have an idea, the private investor who has acquired
Gifty.
this project or building.
Gifty.
Yes. Hello, Michael. It appears we are having a challenge with Michael. We'll take a quick break, but we'll get back to him. Hello, Michael.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, I wanted to know if you have an idea, the private investor who has acquired
Gifty, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, hello, Michael. Hello. I'll take a quick break at this point. Just joined us, you're watching real time on GBC News. We're also streaming live on Facebook at Ghana Broadcasting Corporation and GTV Ghana. And earlier on, we had my colleague Michael Dewinu from Tema and was giving us update on the Tema Meridian Hotel. So we'll go back to Michael for more discussions. Hi, Michael.
So you find out about building a big crowd. Yeah, Gifty, I can hear you clearly now.
Okay, so earlier on, I wanted to find out from you if you had an idea of the private investor who has acquired this property.
Gifty.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, the information we picked shows that there's a company called Octoglow Ghana Limited operating around the free zones area. Are the company that has this structure. It's been handed over to them whilst when this thing was put on divestiture. So far, that is all that we know about this particular company. I can tell you that formerly when you come here, there were security persons around, and you couldn't get access in there. But now we don't. That was some time ago when I was following up on this same story. But now there's no security, nothing. We just have access to the place, and this whole structure, I'm told, is sitting on a 3.7 acre land. There are some persons who also work around the structure, and I want to have some few conversation. I want to have some few conversation with them, what they know about this particular structure, and what dangers it poses to them. Pacho, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Pacho, ote ha na ote around area.
So far, no, maintain the back.
Okay.
So far, no, this is my track.
Oh, this is your track.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
Only say I'm packing. Only say I'm packing. So here, there, this mansion, it be so big.
Oh, okay.
For long
time. Yeah.
If it's a crown here, no, if you hear this area, people or they blink baller.
Oh,
then things for here.
But here no be baller. Why
if you hear the area or they put baller. So far it be that one I know.
But if you see the way to it crack no, it pose danger to you.
It be danger. If it's a crowd, the people this thing. Some people they feel constant. They feel sick for here always.
Oh, okay.
So the demo will be danger for them. But me like this here, I don't be any.
You they can't pack there. You can't go. You can't pack there. Oh, okay. Okay.
So if that one, me I know.
No, okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So, Gifty, it's just confirmed to us that a lot of people have turned this whole place into a refuge dump, like I showed you earlier on in the. It's an underground structure, and beneath it is an opening when people just dump refuse indiscriminately. You know that Tema was well planned by First President Sajiko Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, and the Tema Development Corporation were in charge of the planning and the development. But what we also know is that TDC says that once they make sure keeping up with the place that it's in their hands, and so these are further conversations that I think we need to have with appropriate authorities to find out from them what would happen with this particular structure, because upon several reports and nothing has been done, I'm sure God forbid if something should happen, I'm sure all state actors will come around to come and find out the issue. So we are just hoping that this particular report catches the attention of the appropriate authorities, because as it stands now, you can see from your pictures some of the concrete are just hanging on some the rods, and they fall over as time goes on. With time they fall apart. I just have a gentleman here who also want to share his views on this particular structure. Mpacho Oteha now this building, no, the way I know what is the danger eposi emamo.
This one no, we are waiting for the distance of. We did where you go see it break.
Oh, okay.
Then it can come for on you on down.
Oh, okay.
So I can see it's not helping. If they can come around and come do it to properly give us.
Oh, okay.
I can see it can be good for all of us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we need it to become good, and people to travel and come to say need to have something for here.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So me too. I don't like people sitting here around. And
you mean
smoking.
people use this place?
Yeah, putting water for this thing here top, going toilet over there, sleeping over there, and putting rubbish all over the place around. If you go to the top, the story building top, people even go and go toilet for the this thing top. Why is it that you are going to toilet on a mansion like this or a building like this? If you go there, you can see say people have do there. So if they can come help us do it, can be properly do it. It's not good for us.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Yeah. So this other person is just confirming to me that people are using it as a place of convenience, and this is not really good here. we are going to go further to engage the appropriate authorities and know what plans they have for this particular structure. I'm a layman, I'm not an engineer, but with this structure, I doubt is anything can happen with this with the cracks and the way the iron rods are all going out of it, and people are also picking it up. Scrap dealers are also picking it up. Anything can happen with this structure. It either it goes down for the safety of us all, or whatever can be done to make sure that this gifting.
Yeah, Michael, we learned there's an area in that enclave called Community 1000. What do you know about that area, and what can you tell us about it?
Yeah, talking about Community 1000, it has to do with the kiosks that have been mounted here. It's just opposite us, and I want the camera to just pan to that place. It's an enclave for kiosks, containers, and all that, and that is the place they call the Community 1000. A lot of people, a number of trucks have parked here. A number of them from countries, so once they come to park, that's the situation. Tema is becoming something else which we all are not happy with. There is a need for us to draw the attention of the authority to step in effectively to make Tema shine again. The chief executive has come up with a certain project called Tema Must Shine Again project. We would get close to him in the course of the week to find out what he is doing as the executive of this particular years back, Gifty.
Wrapping up, you have observed the state of the building. What would you recommend? Do you think it must be pulled down, or we can still renovate it for human habitation? What would you recommend?
A number of people have said that with the kind of iron rods that were used, like what I showed you, there was no way this structure is going to come down. But with what is happening currently, with people cutting out their iron rods out and selling them out, I doubt if it will still have a same strength. And a number of the iron rods have also been exposed, and we are talking about a 1960 structure. Fine, it might cost quite a lot to pull it down, but I'm thinking that if it's been pulled down and something else is done about it, the better. But I'm not sure anything can be done with regards to renovating it and making it work again. That is from my layman's perspective, but probably the engineers and the technical people might have a different idea. But for me and what I see on the ground, that is what I out of this. This is a 3.7 acre land that is just seated here, and people are just using it and messing up the whole area. Gifty.
Any idea the bed capacity of the hotel at the time?
Gifty, please come again.
I was asking of the bed capacity of the Meridian Hotel at the time?
Yeah, so it's a 10 story. It's a 10 floor, which is not which are for probably I saw some restaurant area and for other function. I think a 10-story, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18 by 10.
Thank you so much, Michael, for your time. And that was our Tema correspondent, Michael Donu. And today he brought us the state of the Meridian Hotel. According to Michael, the facility sits on a 3.7-acre land. And it was a 10-story hotel facility and is currently in a deplorable state. Part of it is being used as a refuse dump, and also people with mental condition also find their way to sleep there. It's currently in the hands of a private developer, Optoglow Limited. And in his estimation, the facility is better off if it is pulled down than renovated because of the state of the building. And so that was Michael for you from Tema. Quickly, we'll go to Cape Coast in the central region. Today is World Ocean Day, a day set aside to raise awareness about the need to protect the ocean and stop the depletion of its resources. The ocean, commonly known as the lungs of the earth, are a major source of protein and food for people around the world. Today in Cape Coast, the Environmental Justice Foundation and the Sustainable Oceans Project are commemorating the day at Abrofo-Mpoano near the Cape Coast Castle to raise awareness of the importance of the ocean and the need to protect it. On the line is Kingsley Nanabuedu. Hi, Kingsley. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon, Kingsley. So you are currently at Abrofo-Mpoano, Cape Coast. What can you tell us?
So, thank you very much. Today, like you indicated, happens to be World Ocean Day. What is the day that set aside worldwide to create awareness so far as the ocean is concerned and the need for us to protect it and the resources in it. What it is that the ocean constitutes more than 70% of the Earth's surface. And of course, the resources it provides for us, including food and water, we have even petroleum and so many things that of course we get from the ocean. It of course regulates the climate. Unfortunately, the ocean is challenged with a whole lot of illegal activities, including pollution and illegal activities in the sea. So as we mark the day today, we have a book called Environmental Justice Foundation and with other partners here in Mpoano and the World Ocean. They are of course marking the day here in Cape Coast to of course create awareness among the fishermen. As I speak with you, I am around the Mpoano in Cape Coast where fishing activities are ongoing here. So that is what the sea provides for us. The resources alone that we derive from the sea, they are enormous. But the challenges are something that we are talking about. The fishermen have been gathered here, the fishmongers are all here, and they are being told that the need for that no more whatever they are going to be protected and of course started that thing. I will be talking to some of the organizers of the program. So that's what exactly the day is all about. And of course they will be educating us on most of the issues we are delivering on. If you ask me, the ocean has been tremendously friendly and it's been tools for us, given the resources they provide and given the things we get from it. I have been joined by one of the organizers, and he's the communication director from Environmental Justice Foundation. Tell us exactly what the day is. What can you tell us about the day? Thank you very much. So today is World Ocean Day, and today is the day that is set aside to celebrate and talk about our ocean. To have the awareness about our oceans. The ocean, a lot of things go on. And at the landing beach here, what we know specifically is that it is population. And so we are here at the People's Landing Beach to interact with the fishermen. And key of the issues that we are going to talk about is on the themes of the celebration this year. It says that our planet hosts the tides are changing. And it is true, the tides are changing. If you compare previous years or about 2 decades ago, fishermen could catch enough fish anytime they catch their net or they go on people fish net fish. But now it's not the same. It's fish that change. And so we are here to interact with them on it, let them know the kind of things that they need to do to sustainably keep this ocean for posterity. The other thing that we are going to talk about interaction with them on is the illegal fishing practices that goes on and the kind of enforcement that they can even start from themselves. That is community management, the co-management, the community enforcement practices that they can also bring on board. And then the third issue that we're talking to them about, and we are interacting with them on, has to do with the issue of plastics. If you go into a lot of our coastal communities, you realize that plastic is taking a chunk of the beach front. It's a man who has to mention it, or which they cut their net, and at the end of the day, it is plastic that they cut. So we are here today to let them know. And being here is under the project that we are actually implementing. It is called the Sustainable Oceans Project. And indeed, this falls between the remit of the World Ocean Day. Because this project looks at sustaining our ocean. And so, in sustaining our ocean, we are looking at 3 major things at this project, which is being funded by the Norwegian Agency for Global Cooperation, that is NORA. Here, we are looking at, first of all, reducing illegal fishing activities so that the issue of fishery decline is being dealt with. And we are doing this by empowering the fishermen, teaching them what they need to do in terms of fishing, how the good practices that they need to engage in. We are doing that by taking them to the different applications that we have, which is called the Classic app. Classic is the platform we use to release evidence. So we are teaching them how to use this app as well. The second important thing on this project objective is that we want to ensure that in terms of these fishing communities, fishermen are protected, alright? Because this is what they depend on for their livelihood and their income. And we are doing this by introducing them to really stable rules that they come here and see, and then invest in the advocacy by undertaking research that will introduce them to financial organizations that will let them know that they can actually get support from them. That this project is it's very simple. Like it's simple climate change. You realize that today you can have to undertake this activity. The rain comes, it goes, and then it comes. And so because we are things are changing, the tides are really changing. If you look at places where our lagoons meet the ocean, where it is not the estuaries, a lot of lagoons where are being cut off. So what we are doing on this project is that we are encouraging the fishermen to plant mangroves. Plant mangroves are the evidence so that the fishes can come there, spawn, and then go back into our ocean. And then we can have enough fishes. The other thing we are doing is that we are engaging special planning. What we are doing is we are mapping all the landing beaches. But then this is where the voluntary guidelines is where they need to actually do the fishing. And so that's the thing that we are going to do. Then kind of building the capacities of this fishermen in terms of introducing a number of technology, in terms of empowering the fisher associations by the National Canoe Fishermen Council, the NAFTA women, so that they actually know that this is what is happening. This is what is happening on our project. So this is implemented by the Environmental Justice Foundation, implemented by the rest of the nations. So today is World Ocean Day. Not one gram of that. The planet ocean, the tide is moving. So we need to take our way to ensure that we are trying to restore our ocean. So that happens to be the communication director for the Environmental Justice Foundation. Because one of the organizations that are marking or commemorating the day here at Abomukaro in Kikuchi. Also joining me is the director of the organization that is the Environmental Justice Foundation and the name is Mr. Clifford Watson. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. What can you tell us about of course, men have to be able to explain the awareness and of course the resource that this particular thing provides for us by way of food and other stuff. What is that you can tell us about the day and the tea, for instance? So the day is supposed to be the world will and we in Ghana, which is so beneficial to us. So beneficial that provides food source about 10% of Ghana's population directly. You can imagine 10% of the population is huge. And this is for employment purposes. Now, these 10% of all people depend on the ocean. And these special activities that are doing are very
Kinsley. Hello, Kinsley.
So much concern, and we are asking that this particular should be avoided, should be prevented, and all the government institutions and agencies who are expected to perform their mission as much as possible. And this is just also stop from using illegal equipment for fishing activities. We spoke about pollution of the sea, especially plastic pollution. How serious are we still experiencing that? Because we know it was an issue whereby and we were the campaign against it. Is it still an issue? So as we speak, research points to the fact that there are microplastics that are found in the tissues of some fish. And this means plastic pollution is still ongoing and it's a critical issue. At the moment, if I tell you plastic has microplastics, you may not know. But then what if you have ingested microplastics in the fish that you are eating? So plastic pollution is very critical for us. It's causing a lot of issues. But then apart from these normal plastics that we have, we know these nets that are made of plastics, the nylon nets or the monofilament nets. These nets also cause a lot of problems in the sea and it causes after children a lot of impact. And the impact is that goes on having what we call good the concentration in the sea. This is not easy. We are asking the community to bring back all these monofilament nets that are discarded. And we collect these and we pay them some small amount of money to support the economy. But then what we do
in Anabueju there and at the grounds of the World Ocean Day celebration, which is taking place at Abuafumpano in the central region. And basically, they are trying to raise awareness about being able to protect the ocean because it is very critical towards our survival. So briefly, that is what is being taken place at Cape Coast. So quickly, we cross over to Bono region, specifically Esutifi North, where the Newmont Ahafu Development Foundation has organized a tour of some development projects carried out in the 10 partner communities of the biggest mining firm in Ghana, Newmont Ghana Gold, in the Ahafu region. Our Bono regional correspondent has made a foray into Ahafu and joins us with more on the tour and the impact NEDEV is making as he talks to the executive secretary of the foundation, Liz Opoku Daku, in this report. It's still real time, and we are connecting you with the regions. So before we go to North Isutifi, let's quickly go to Teshi here in the Greater Accra region, and we'll be joining my colleague Valentina Tete. And basically, the resident of Teshi somewhere last week went on the street over the state of their road. With the rains now setting in, we are back in Teshi to see again how the rains are adding to the woes of the people of Teshi. Hi, Val. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Gifty.
Yes, so let us know your current position and what can you tell us about, the road, the bad road in Teshi?
Okay, thank you very much. So it's been about a week residents of Teshi protested about the deplorable roads in the community, and now that the rains have set in, we are here to witness how commuters are able to use the roads. And with me here is Mr. Felix Kome, who is a unit committee member, to tell us more about the situation on the grounds. Good morning, sir. You're welcome to GBC News.
Oh, good morning. Thank you very much for having me here. As you rightly said, it's been about a week and a day after the protest, which was on the 30th. Now, as it stands now, we are standing right at the link from the Adan Junction Road to the ECG stroke Lekma Hospital stroke the Ghana Water Company stroke the Midwifery School. Now, this has been the state of this road. This is it. This is the state of the road. I mean, we are having to, if I should say, tiptoe anytime the rain comes in. And well, it's been bad, but of late it's been very, unbearable. Why? Because we have some of the road. The water becomes stagnant on the road when the rain comes in. So it has led us having this pond over here. Okay, not long ago, we had to fill the whole place with broken pieces and then laterite. But since the rain set in, this is what we have, and I hope the authorities would take this and then take note of this and then see how best to assist us. We are not asking for much. We just want our roads here to be done for us, just so that we all can have a share of the national cake. That's all.
Okay, so you've protested. Have you had any information or have you had any feedback from the authorities yet?
Okay, now about 2 days ago, I got a notice, and the notice was that they wanted the MCE wanted people to move their stores or containers on the shoulders of the road in order to make way for the asphalting of the main Lekma road to Ajoma roundabout. That's the Shell filling station. Well, from what I know, the containers have gone off, from what I've learned, but I'm yet to see it with my own eyes. However, what I have seen is that the road from Lekma up until the junction leading to the ECG office has been asphalted. If I should say, the road is halfway asphalted. So this is what we currently have. So far we have the earth moving equipment over there, but so far nothing. The only change we have seen so far is that the MP has given us a culvert. The Honorable MP for Lejokuku, that is Honorable Benjamin Ayiku, he has given us a culvert at the main Adan Junction stroke Star Oil Road. That particular place is a worry, and motorists every now and then suffer issues pertaining to their vehicles entering the drain, because the metal slabs on the gutter is broken. It was fixed, but now it is broken. However, after the protest, the MP of the Lejokuku Honorable Benjamin Ayiku Nate, has done the culvert over there. So if I should say, so far, these are the two changes we have seen within the Abolibu electoral area of Lejokuku.
Okay, so has there been a situation where the place has been so flooded to the extent that school children are not able to cross to school?
Well, the honest truth is, I have not seen such a thing happen. However, I have seen people's homes flooded. I have seen people's homes flooded. Just on this stretch of road where we have the red container behind us. Okay, there is a lady there who sells food. Honestly speaking, I patronize the place, so I frequent the place very often. And when the rain sets in, the place becomes flooded. And as a unit committee member, I was there last year. I witnessed it. I took shots of it, and I have video to prove it. And the entire house, stroke where she works, all was flooded. However, she has herself designed her own solution by raising up her place a little in order to avoid the place getting flooded. Besides that, this is what we have, and it now the sun is coming down, so it's a bit, if I should say, it's sunken. The water has gone down a little, and this is just a bit of what Teshi endures anytime the rains comes in. Okay, I don't know if you have the time, but then if you do have the time, I'll take you to other places within the Abolibu only, because I happen to be the unit committee member of this neighborhood. I'll take you through the place, and then you will find out, or you will know what I'm talking about. Either the portions of the road are eroded, or you will see puddles, or if I should say ponds like this in the middle of the road.
Thank you very much, sir, and we'll come back again with you for us to also for you to show us around. So,
thank you. You're welcome.
So, according to residents of Tekshin, they also contribute their quota to the development of the national development, and hence they appeal for their share of the national cake. Reporting for GBC News, Valencia Tete, Tekshin Abolibu.
Well, but thank you, but I would have wanted to have your personal, encounter upon entering the community. But like she says, the roads are really bad. And last week, a demonstration was staged to show their displeasure of the state of the roads in that area, because it's causing a lot of flooding during the raining season, and they want the authorities to quickly put the road in order so that it will be more motorable, and also a resident will be able to have a peaceful life, because almost now and then there's flooding anytime the rains came. So that was Valentina Tete for Teshi, and she brought us that story. So quickly, we are going to the Esutifi North district in the Bono region. And the Newmont Ahafu Development Foundation has organized a tour of some development projects carried out in the 10 partner communities of the biggest mining firm in Ghana, Newmont Ghana Gold, in the Ahafu region. Our Bono regional correspondent has made a foray in Ahafu and joins us with more on the tour and the impact NADEF is making as he talks to the executive secretary of the foundation, Liz Opoku Dako. You're still watching real time on GBC News. And so before we go to Esutifi North, let's quickly go back to Cape Coast to Kingsley Nana Buedu to touch base with what he was telling us concerning today being World Ocean Day. So back to Cape Coast. Hi, Kingsley. Okay, this Gifty. So quickly, I know you were at Abrofumpano near the Cape Coast Castle. Why do you think organizers of this event, the Environmental Justice Foundation and Sustainable Oceans Project, actually selected this part of Cape Coast to raise awareness concerning the day?
Well, thank you very much. I know and I went back to Cape and of course, Abrafo Mpuano, like you rightly mentioned, here is where we are organizing this year's World Ocean Day, like I've already indicated. Sorry, I am told our line dropped and you couldn't hear me properly. It was as a result of the fact that it was seriously raining here. So back to the issues. Like today being the day, that is the World Ocean Day, we are looking at the sea and of course the ocean, the importance of this ocean, and of course the resources that of course it takes us, and the need for us to protect it and ensure that it continuously serves as it is. I indicated earlier that the ocean of course covers more than 70% of the Earth's surface. So that's how important we have a relationship with the ocean. Without it, it would be very difficult for survival. Unfortunately, the kind of treatment humans give to the sea is something that, of course, over the years becomes something we need to be worried about. That is why a day like this is set up to, of course, discuss what we need to do to protect the ocean. The ocean, you see, does not only provide us with food or protein sources, but of course, it serves as a transport worldwide, everywhere. You again get oil resources in it, and so many other stuff that we get. For us to know what exactly or why the day was first organized here at Abuafukwano, you come to understand. But here, fishing is what they do. So bringing it here, it will of course let them know what the resources, they are the immediate beneficiaries of their resources. So for them to understand and appreciate the importance and the need to protect it is better for all of us. I am joined by the research scientist, research fellow at the University of Cape Coast, Dr. Owusu Kwampo. And Doctor is coming to tell us the damage and the things that we've been doing to the sea that they think that is not proper. So, good afternoon. You are welcome to GBC Breakfast News. What can you tell us about the Ocean Day and of course the pollution and the damage we are doing to the sea? Thank you very much. I think it is important to state that the local community along the sea can largely on the issue of the sea for the livelihood. Most of them are fishers. The women are also eating fish. So when the ocean is under threat, this is affects their livelihood. When we see the leakage of plastics in the ocean, as we consume plastic materials and we fail to properly manage it, it will leak into the ocean. And it has negative impact on the ecosystem. The fish ingest the microplastic, the fish of get entangled with plastic material. So that is why I kind of thought that for the fishers, the ocean will catch more fish, will catch more plastics, have fish. All of us are in terms of our food. So for me, there's an urgent need for action to be taken to reduce the plastic in the ocean. This is the also manage plastic inland. Because I got to the ocean. Okay, so then it has nothing to do or that are not have to do with the fishermen themselves, but the entire population. Is that the case? Fantastic, because you consume, I live far away from here. If I consume my plastic, I don't know manage it. It's way. It's staying in the ocean. Okay, so I will not blame the fishermen, the fault or the good fault plastic pollution, the marine litter pollution. So be part of it. Some of them did indicate during the crisis that when they go to school, they go with something water, they go with plastic bottle water, and when they are done, they throw it to the sea. Let's be part of it. But then I think the bigger challenge or the bigger case in this case is the other community that we Finland. You consume plastics, you don't manage properly, and it leaks into the ocean, doing heavy downfall. That's the job. So what you suggest? I remember about 3 years ago, the journalist for responsible fisheries and environment, David Jefferson, was making a crusade to ensure that as part of the government flagship program that the one district, one country government will try and establish at least one plastic recycling company or industry within the coastal region, at least one for each coastal region. Do you think that is it relevant? I will not only in the government, because if you follow sector access, establishing recycling is something about the coast. Of course, you're going to limit capacity for recycling. So how is the government is capable of doing that? Why not? The private individuals have the resources so that recycling something along the group take care of the plastic that we consume. So that would be a fantastic idea. I will also government to slowly so that individual access or private access is all right. As you might get there, what is the take home? What are you telling us to take away from here? Let's pay attention to marine litter pollution. Because the livelihood of this community and the highly local community depend largely on this. So we have to deal with the issues of plastic leakage into the marine environment, and then we have the livelihood going forward. If you don't do that, the kind of stuff happening now, that when you go to sea, you catch more plastic, find fish, and that will not have all right. Thank you very much. That's today. I just have one point. I want to one point. Is the research fellow at the University of Texas. I've been joined by a fisher himself, and he's also going to tell us whether he's aware that there's a day like this and what he makes of it. You'll be speaking in Francis. Good afternoon. Nana, what intended that you did to I had a kind of Washama. July, August, September, and I follow from the so we take from July to now. That's all I do. Never said that we talk about no way for the Bayan in the so if Busuma at the Shasa, not a way in Yara, but the Busuma was the Shasi, the part. Never said people to get into the points are available. Let's away a month at the Shasa, so we see that. So when you have to say the side, you said that happened, and then we go to the man. Now, but you for government, so let's say you to be a chain, not going to come to me. The Shasa job away. It's just so painful. I know no, when you talk about what I say, when you put it in your own, it's one. No, I am much. The money, the money is the son of the party. It's not about me. I ain't bunch. Then do. What way this? To do that, I ask you to do it. Or something from January to June. But they have to go down. To do all this, I'm not going to do it. So when you talk about that, is the honor Mr. Sekum, and he's the Sekum, he's the fisherman, and for the sake of time, we will be ending it here. So what it is that every 8th of June is the day set aside to mark the World Ocean Day. The plastic and other things we are talking about are some what we see on the ocean line, and these are the things that we are talking about. It may not be coming directly from the fishers themselves, but these are things that we are talking about come from the community in general, and of course they themselves. So as we mark the day, as we eat fish, remember that it's one of the resources the ocean provides, and there's a need to protect the ocean. When it dies, when it collapses, of course, it's not going to affect only the fishes, but it's going to affect all of us. don't benefit you.
Thank you so much, Kingsley. And of course, the pictures tell it all. The state of even the Aborofum tells us to really work hard to protect this natural resource, because our survival really depends on the ocean. And the stakeholders spoke extensively on the need to protect the ocean. And then the fisherman who spoke to Kingsley actually said they should always be made part of decisions that are taken concerning the ocean, because they are also stakeholders when it comes to protecting the ocean. And so that was Kingsley Nanabuedu, my colleague from the Central Region, and his report was from the Aborofo Mpano near the Cape Coast Castle in Cape Coast. Okay, so we now go to Esutifi North in the Bono region, where, like I told you earlier, the Newmont Ahafo Development Foundation, NADEF, has organized a tour of some development projects carried out in the 10 partner communities of the biggest mining firm in Ghana, Newmont Ghana Gold, in the Ahafo region. Our Bono regional correspondent has made this story and joins us on the tour and the impact of NADEF in making, as he talks to the executive secretary of the foundation, Liz Opokudako. Hi, my brother. Good afternoon. What can you tell us?
We are highly privileged that we had people like you from the various media houses to accompany us around the communities in this area, so that you will become witnesses to the good work that we have been doing. As for my thoughts on the projects, I'm very proud of what we have done. You witnessed the projects that we are putting up at the police training school at Kenyasi #1. That is to my mind a very, very important achievement, because the fact that there is a police training school here will have benefits that will accrue to the people. Some young people may think of professions in the police service. It may give some employment. Of course, the mere presence of the school could help to bring down crime, because people will now begin to think that that's not a place that has some amount of security. Seeing many of these recruits and the training in itself can help to change people's perception about the level of security in the community. The nursing school at Ntotroso is also a very, very good example of the contributions that we are making. You saw the young people there, they are full of hope about their future. We expect that they will stay in Ghana and work for us. But also, I think there are smiles on their face because they see that they have job potential, when it comes to finding places to work. So yes, I think it was a positive thing that we invited you to our secretariat, and it is something that is going to help us get much more visibility than what we have been getting already.
I'm sure you heard this comparison that some people make between Obuasi and Johannesburg. Both cities have had mining for hundreds of years, but when you look at Obuasi, you don't see where the gold is. But when you look at Johannesburg, with all the high rises and all that, you can tell that yes, gold mining has been going on here. Do you think with all the work that NADEF is doing, in future a better story will be told about how gold mining has affected the Ahafo area?
Well, that's the basic idea of NADEF, that we will make a contribution to the development of these communities. And when we talk in that sense, we are not just talking about the present generation. One day, these communities will be like Johannesburg, But what prevents us from dreaming? It's all about hard work. It's all about leadership. It's all about having dreams that are practical and working towards the achievement of those dreams. So we may not be a Johannesburg, but we could be communities that have some amount of development, and for that reason we can all be proud of ourselves in terms of the contribution we are making.
Okay, so under the way the NADEF is set up, the communities have a very big role to play in selecting the kind of projects that are rolled out. Do you think the communities are doing making right choices for the kind of projects that they want to do for themselves?
Yeah, you see, the NADEF idea and concept and standard operating procedures is quite participatory. The foundation agreement and all the other agreements give a lot of leeway, or if you like, power to the communities, because the idea is that the money is their money and they have to decide on what they want to use their money for. For that reason, we have the Sustainable Development Committee. The Sustainable Development Committee is supposed to be made up of people who are quite knowledgeable about what kind of projects to implement. And they have an elaborate system where people can raise proposals, they will write them formally, they will meet, they will discuss them, and when there is some amount of consensus on that, they can then present it to SCA. The projects committee will look at it, and then it will go through the mail before finally we will say this. Now, I would say that because you have this participatory approach, once a community says that this is what we want to do, you may have your objections to that, but you have to go through the criteria in the sense of assessing what they are asking to do. Then of course we go ahead to work with them. But that's not to say that somebody can just bring a project that doesn't make the slightest sense and we will say that oh, of course you can go ahead to do that. We as the foundation, the secretariat and the board, we are in a position where we work together with the communities, but at the same time we are kind of a bottleneck in the sense of not allowing everything to go through the hole to get to the bottom of the bottle. We check to see that what they are bringing along has significant contribution to the development of the community before we do it. But we have confidence in them that when they follow the protocol and they agree and decide on a project, it will be something that will help the community's pursuit of progress and development.
Yes. And I was thrilled to find out that through your scholarships, you have trained 37 doctors for Ghana and the Half region. I mean, that's mind-blowing.
It is. Yeah. It is, and it's just the doctors. We are very proud of that, but we are also very proud of the nurses and the physician assistants and the pharmacists and the various
professionals here
in all the different areas, plus of course the social scientists that we have trained. Not everybody can become a doctor, but then a nurse is as important in some respects, just as a pharmacist is equally important. But this is what NADEF is all about: the fact that we can bring hope to people. We can come in to support those who have the natural talents to do certain things, but are not able to do that because they are inhibited by economic reasons. For instance, the doctor whose picture we saw earlier on, obviously is a highly talented and brilliant person. But as we were told, his poor father couldn't even live through his training, so by the time he had his education, his father was already gone. So we could imagine a situation where, as a doctor in training, if he had lost his father, how he would have been able to continue. And so we are extremely proud of our achievements, not just in terms of the physical projects that people can see, but then the education and the support that we are giving to extremely intelligent but needy people in the various communities.
Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you.
And we cannot promise that we will not come worry you again for more answers.
You're always welcome. Development Foundation has come a long way, and it has endured to several benefits. Like I mentioned the other time, we have local businesses that access loans at very, 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 very low interest rates, and it has boosted their businesses. And so for me, there is a lot that the foundation has done and can be done. And we're asking that our stakeholders continue to collaborate with us and everybody contribute their quota to ensure that, because everybody wants to work from Newmont, with Newmont, I should say, but not everybody can get the opportunity. So the foundation provides an avenue and several other opportunities for people to benefit from. And I think that so far so good, and there is a lot more that we can do together.
Okay. And we've also heard that this formula, the strategy for rolling out your social responsibility actions is rather unique, and a lot of mining firms and other companies are, learning from your example.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate a bit on that? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
The NADEF module, when we started in 2008, was a novelty, and it was the first of its kind at the time. Of course, as the years go by, a lot more of our contemporaries and other companies have taken to that, and I think it's good, because at the end of the day, Ghana is a resource-rich nation, and you would want to see that the areas where mining is done, people benefit through a very structured, well-thought-out program. So it's good, and we are even looking at a redirection strategy where we will look at different other opportunities to make the foundation more viable. So,
okay. So before I leave you, are you optimistic that very soon people will start comparing Ahafo to Johannesburg and not Obuasi, because we would have learned our lessons and made better use of some of the returns from mining in investing in our communities, like the way the South Africans have done, and everybody's proud of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's one step at a time. I cannot, assure you that Ahafo will be Johannesburg tomorrow. But what I can assure you is that our commitment is to make sure we leave this place better than we came to meet it. And it takes everybody, all the stakeholders, for us to come together. Newmont has an agreement with the communities. So there is an employment model we've agreed, which ensures that we progressively employ from the communities. And as I speak to you now, Ahafo employs over nearly 5,000 people. Of that, about 46% are from the direct host communities, right? So there is that ongoing from directly Newmont. But through our foundation, if you look at the police training school, for example, everybody there who is recruited was recruited as a result of Newmont's contribution and the foundation's support, right? The Nurses Training College employs so many people, and the principal told us that they proactively employ from the communities to ensure. So there are all the ripple effects that come in various ways, and NADEF is also contributing its quota to Newmont's commitment to employment.
Yes. And I know that apart from the $1 per ounce mine in a year and the $1% of profits after tax, you have added some $300,000 for what you term cross-community projects. Can you elaborate a little bit on that for us?
Yes. So you realize that because the NADEF funds are divided into various thematic areas for the various communities, the community projects are in silos. And so you have a Nurses Training College, and the people of Ntotroso, lays claim to that. You have a police training college, and the people of K1 lays claim to that. We believe that there should also be cross-community projects, so that for the 5 communities, for example, they could have an agro-processing factory where everybody else can contribute. So the additional funds that we are voting is to support such projects, so that we can have we can break the silos and come together as a united front to push projects that will endure to the benefit of the masses of our community.
Okay. So you had the communications manager of Newmont and the board chairman of NADEF. Basically, NADEF has been in existence for 15 years now, and so far about 136 million Ghana cedis has been spent on projects and scholarships. 86.9 million has been spent on projects, whilst about 62.6 million Ghana cedis is in an endowment fund to ensure that long after gold mining has ceased in these parts, the area will still be viable. For Real Time, John Samantha in Ntotroso. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you so much, my brother. And John Samantha was at Esunafo North District in the Bonafu region, and he brought us a report concerning a tour that was carried out by the Newmont Ahafo Development Foundation in some communities in which they operate, and there was that corporate social responsibility from the foundation, that Newmont Ahafu Development Foundation for those communities. But the interesting thing is they allowed the communities to kind of propose what they would want them to do for them. And with the resources from the foundation, they were able to make their dreams become a reality. And so that was that report from John Samatha from Isutifi North in the Afri region. And this is how we wrap up on Real Time on GBC News. We're also live on Facebook at Ghana Broadcasting Corporation and GTV Ghana. My name is Gifty AJ. Thank you so much for watching. We'll come your way same time tomorrow. Bye for now.